Very good morning, students. So we are now going to begin the grand revision of our paper. It's paper 4 and the title of the paper is Fundamentals of Business Economics and Management, right? So the title of our paper is Fundamentals of Business Economics and Management, and here what is that we are going to do in our next 5 days? A chapter wise perusal of the important segments with an exam focus. So before stepping into the hall, you know that certain topics or points come to your mind, and what are those things? Or during your revision time you would have given 3 days or 4 days for this subject. What should be my priority, right? So there are certain things which we have to have in mind. So it is going to be a kind of making you understand the important segments topic wise, because it's a theoretical paper basically, isn't it? And a glimpse into what could be the kind of questions which can come, expected questions or repeated questions, right? So we are going to have a look into that. Okay, so now by this time you would have had completely done your entire paper. So now this is a self check. Have I prepared adequately for this paper? Yes. Then when you attend this echo grand, it will instill confidence in you, right? I can truly say it will instill confidence in you, right? Okay, so now get ready for the session, see a complete coverage of the topics, find the paper easy and come out with a high score, right? Now, it is your interest to learn that motivates us. So, better have a notebook and a pencil or pen so that you jot down the main points. And as we do some classroom exercise, you jot it down, because the classroom exercise are nothing but template questions, right? So, this sort of question would come for the examination. So, we have looked into these scanners and made a small kind of an analytical work for you. So it is better that you have a notebook completely. So all this 5 days of revision points is very important. Okay, so it is going to be exam focused and it's going to be segment by segment, right? Now as we begin, I suppose you are having a notebook completely allocated for this paper alone, right? Don't have other stuffs here, because you are it should be like a ready reckoner for the examination. And as I was telling you, during your revision time for the examination, the 2 to 3 days, for that you should be able to make use of it, right? Now look at our paper itself. Some of them students are yet having some confusion. Not people who would have attended this academies, but otherwise I find they are not clear with the segment even. So you have economics and management in the same paper, right? You are having economics and management in the same paper, but what is that I want to basically tell you is, where does your business environment come in, right? So that is what I told you is very, very important. So you find that in your economic segment, you have microeconomics, you have macroeconomics, you have business environment. Are you clear? So where is your business environment coming in? Under economics itself. And management segment, if you look at it, the crux of the management syllabus is each of the elements of management are discussed as separate topics. Okay. Each of the elements is by itself a separate topic. Yes, please come in. We have just started. So, elements of management itself, each element is a topic. So, don't think elements as one of the topic. It's not like that. So, planning is a separate topic or a lesson. Okay, planning is a separate topic or lesson. Organizing, the very sequence is important. It is also an expected question in the examination. They reverse the order and give you. So whatever today you're seeing is exam focus. I would not repeat it again. Planning, organizing, Staffing. Yes, yes, Karan, come in.
Directing.
Very good. Directing and controlling. So please understand that this itself is a direct question. So would you not remember the order? And why I say is that you have to remember the order. You know that Fayol has given his own order. Ralph C. Davis has given one. So you have Luther Gellick has given one. Okay. So when we do management segment, I will do it in detail. But what I said is, please remember that your business economic segment has microeconomics, macroeconomics, and business environment. Whereas your management segment will have each of the functions of management as a separate topic. So revision is mandatory. Along with that, you have specific topics. You know, we did decision making and all. It will come there. Okay. Now, so look at this syllabus 2022. So any revision you're going to do, even from your main institute source, don't go back to earlier 2016 syllabus because changes are there. So that is why specifically this slide I wanted to show. I remember one student telling me also that there was a confusion regarding which syllabus because 2016 was there for a long period of time and 2022 has its own, you know, editing. Chapters added, chapters deleted. Okay, so it's very, very important. Segments added, right. Now, this is very important. Finally, only we will tell you this. As I told you, look at this 70 marks is going to be from business economics. And in business economics, you will have micro, macro and business environment. Okay, and our class students, you know, for business environment, a separate handout was given. You remember that? That is why, because the percentage is 15. Okay, that we will do. One of the day we will be doing that revision, right? And in segment B, you have fundamentals of management. The huge chunk you are going to read for 30%. But don't take chances because even in that 30% you have to score marks. It's not that, you know, it's just 30%. You can't afford to lose there. Now in this, ma'am, we do not know what is this basic concepts, and you know, if you say that, that is where in our Bharadwaj material we made it as topics, isn't it? You know that. And yes, this is your percentage. What is this 30% current? Economics or management?
Management.
Yeah. So 70% will be microeconomics, macroeconomics and business environment. So include your business environment under this 70%. Now look at this. So your basic concepts will have all fundamentals of economics. If you can remember our chapter 1, part 1 to part 5. Remember that. All those debates, different definitions. Okay. Yes. Micro, macro, art, science, various concepts, production, consumption, distribution, exchange, fundamental definition given by experts. All this is coming there. Right? Okay. Utility. We have done adequately, isn't it? Utility, DMU. So wealth, production, all these are concepts you have to understand. Then demand. Look at the types of demand. Supply, elasticity of supply. We have done, no? Theory of production. I think we have done all the three theories. Variable proportion, returns to scale, laws of returns. Cost concepts. And revenue we have done. Means of production are nothing but factors of production, right? Forms of market, where market structure is completely done, and under monopoly we did extensively price discrimination. And then money and banking starts your macro, isn't it? Central bank, commercial banks, money market, financial institutions. All this we have seen elaborately. And under business environment, Pezzle and Wukafu. It's not just Wukafu, right? So this is what is carrying 70 marks. Okay. Now I think the other students over there online also, you're ready with your notebook. Have you bought a notebook and pen, Karan? Because we are going to do some exercises, right? And as I was telling you, management, the idea is 2.5 days or 3 days for economics and 2 days for management. That's the idea. So under management, this is how it is given in the parent source, right? Introduction to management, stewardship theory, the agency theory of management, and planning, organizing, staffing, leading, communication, coordination, collaboration, monitoring and control, organization structure, responsibility, accountability, delegation, leadership and motivation, decision making. But we have very clearly done order wise, sequence wise, and these are the other specific theories, no, what we did later on finally. So that part is there. Your 5.2 and 5.7 are other topics apart from elements of management. Okay. Now in micro, you have to be prepared with all these topics. And today we are planning to start here. Probably we can at least reach up to cost, so that tomorrow we can have whole of market structure, economies of scale, and yeah. I was telling you something like selected portions. You remember that? Today's coverage also I will show you. I was telling you something like selected portions, which means the little tits and bits of each topic has been made like this for you. And there I will also tell you about little about a conceptual note on economies of scale and business cycles. So we will be covering today's coverage also I will show you. So basically this is our idea. Day 1 coverage. Okay. Nature and scope of economics, exhaustive part 1 to part 5. Law of DMU, theory of demand, elasticity of demand, theory of supply, elasticity of supply, equilibrium analysis. What is ICA? Expand.
Indifference curve analysis.
Very good. Indifference curve analysis. Then theory of cost, theory of revenue. So at least we can come up to theory of cost, so that tomorrow, just a minute, I have to remove the sound for more sound. Yeah. So tomorrow we can continue with market structures fully, and if possible finish off laws of production. Day after tomorrow we have selected portion, tidbits from each topic, and business environment. The third day closes with that. Okay. So that is the tentative plan. So this is the today's coverage for your information. Nature and scope of economics, law of DMU, theory of demand, theory of supply, elasticity of supply, equilibrium analysis, indifference curve analysis, theory of cost, and theory of revenue. Okay, are you clear? So can we talk about economics as a lady is asking us to do?
Yes.
Yes, we will do it. Online students, if you have any doubts, you can halt, or you're taking down something, please do let us know. Okay, because we do not know what is your expectation. Yes. Now, whatever is given as a sample question is very important, and I expect you all to take it down, because as we went through the scanners, we found these questions to be repeatedly asked, and we begin with lesson 1, part 1 to part 5. So for some of you who are not clear with what is part 1 to part 5, please note this is what will be part 1 to part 5 of lesson 1. Part 1 to part 5 of lesson 1. Yes, Karan, you are also supposed to do the exercise in the class. Okay. So, fundamental definitions. This should be in your fingertips. I have a classroom exercise also for you on this, because expected direct and technical question, right? And then you have concepts in economics. Okay, questions on production, consumption, distribution and exchange. Consumption, distribution and exchange. Okay, and third one, please remember, micro versus macro. My dear students, the first part of your paper will be only this. There, if you are shaky, your confidence will go. So make sure that lesson 1 is in your fingertips. Others, you will automatically get, nothing will go blank because all answers you seem to get, right? So that is why I'm putting this exclusively, because it's like a debate and a conceptual topic. This is not a topic where you're learning any law to draw the diagram and do some tables and all. Concepts, fundamental concepts. Art versus science, that is economics as an art versus science. Economics as micro and macro in nature. Economics as positive and normative. All these are fundamental aspects. So in any professional examination, you take it from me that they question you on the concept itself. Okay. And last but not the least, methods of reasoning, whether it is deductive logic or inductive logic, which is followed in a particular economic tool or an economic law. So this is very important, right? Okay. Now having understood, please let's start with this. Meaning of the term oikos nomikos. Can you write down the meaning? Yes, Karan, do it. And others online, please take out your pencils or pens. You have your notebook. Put the exercise 1. Meaning of the term oikos nomos.
I would say.
Yeah. No, you can write it down so that we can see. So what does it come? Repeated question. First it will be there only. Now tell me, is this a Greek word or Latin word?
Greek.
Fantastic. Answer is Greek. Please remember. Okay, now answer is oikos nomikos. What is the answer you wrote, Karan?
Household home. Oikos.
Ah.
And nomos is management.
Yes, you have to divide and write. See what Karan replies, isn't it? It is oikos plus nomos or nomikos. Please remember that. Oikos plus nomos or nomikos, both are allowed. Nomos or nomikos. Okay. Now oikos means household.
Household.
Okay. And nomos is management. Household, home. Okay, and it's a Greek term. Okay, question. Now, when you come to fundamental definitions, my dear students, 2 types of questions are asked. One is the expected, that is, who gave this definition? What was the year of publication of this book? Whose book is this? The tricky question is the pros and cons of the definitions or concepts derived from that. So here, look at this one example of an expected question. Write down, this is exercise 1, okay? This is a classroom exercise 1 you have started. So put it as exercise 1 and please write it down. Okay, first one you have done. Now look at this question. What was the publication of Alfred Marshall? So write it and keep it. It's also a repeated question. I won't give the answer now because the next slide is completely about the match the following. I've prepared a match the following. You write this answer and keep it with yourself. Okay. What was the publication of Alfred Marshall? Coming in the lesson 1 itself. Repeated question. Okay. Then, who is the father of neoclassical economics? Who is the father of neoclassical economics? I think Priyadarshini and other students, you're also doing this exercise. I fondly hope you do that. Okay, you have done it? Yes. Neutrality of ends was given by, this is a tricky question from the definition segment. I told you, in definition segment, you have direct question and tricky questions. That is pros and cons in between. So who gave neutrality of ends? Okay. Now, Karan, you can give me the answer for the second and the third, not the first one, because first one you're going to do one exercise completely. Who is the father of neoclassical economics? Fantastic answer. It is None other than Alfred Marshall. Very good. And neutrality of ends was given by? No. Neutrality of ends was a debate between Alfred Marshall and Lionel Robbins. Alfred Marshall said that economics cannot include goods that do not promote welfare of the people. It will not include hazardous substances. But what did Lionel Robbins reply? He said, no, let it be production of liquor or production of tobacco. As long as there is production and consumption, it is economics. So economics is neutral between ends, means economics does not make a classification as good goods and bad goods. So who gave this concept? Lionel Robbins. Repeated question. Please note it, because what is the meaning of neutrality? Neutrality of ends is a concept which comes from definition. That's why tricky question. Alfred Marshall, what is the title? Okay, that I will not ask because next you have the match the following to do. Okay, so remember the meaning of neutrality of ends is economics does not make any difference between good goods and bad goods. Let it be, come in please, let it be, let it be alcohol, let it be tobacco, let it be fruits and vegetables, whatever it is economics according to Lionel Robbins. Neutral means what? Unbiased. Good and bad are included. That was given by Lionel Robbins. Repeated question in the examination, I tell you very honestly. Okay, then under scope of economics, what exercise you're going to do is on the concept itself. Are you thorough with the meaning of these four terms? Fundamental terms or concepts in economics: production, consumption, distribution and exchange. Okay, fundamental concepts, you have to know the meaning. They give you a statement, they give you an example, you have to identify. That is what is the issue here. Okay, now look at a small example for you. Please jot down this question. Also expected, you are having two questions to do here. Dash implies creation of utility. Online students, are you doing the exercise? Amrita, Bhavani, Nitish, Priya, Venkatraman? Yes. Yes, please do the exercise and check your answers when we give the answer, right? Okay. Because they are all taken from scanners expected questions. Okay. So what is this? Dash implies creation of utility. That is one you are going to do. Second is match the factors of production with factor rewards. Two important exercises you are having here. Please do these two. Dash implies creation of utility. Fill up. And the other one is match the factors of production with the rewards. These should be in your fingertips. I will give the answer. I think Karan, your preparation seems to be quite good. I've been answering a couple of questions. It's very good. Mudit, you also take down, I think I was giving the instruction, have a notebook, jot down any question which is given there. With answer if possible. Completed the two? You understand this question, matching the factor rewards. Factors of production with the factor rewards. Got it, no, Mudit? That is one favorite question of the examiner. Wherever this fundamentals of economics is there, no, they will ask this. Done. Okay. Yes, Mudit, release the answer for both. Dash implies creation of utility.
No.
Production implies creation of utility. Please remember, in common parlance, I taught you with the difference. In common parlance, production is making of a commodity, creation of a commodity. But in economics, we saw no example, a log of wood. From there, you make a furniture. Are you not adding utility to it? So, production is creation of utility. In common man's language, it is creation of commodity. Remember that. So, wood, log of wood getting converted into a chair. Now, you all are seated in plastic chairs. Plastic has been converted into a chair. In economics, we don't just see as a chair. A chair is giving me comfort, as enabling me to write, do my work. So it is creation of utility. Repeated question in the examination. Second is matching the factor rewards.
Land, labor, entrepreneur.
Fantastic. Very good. So what is this? These are factors of production. What you have is factor rewards. So land, labor,
Capital,
capital,
and entrepreneur.
yes, entrepreneurship or organization mean one and the same. Okay. Now can you give the answers?
Land is rent.
Fantastic.
Labor is wages.
Yeah, wages bar salary, fine.
Capital is interest.
Very good. Remember this.
Organization and entrepreneur is profit.
Yeah. Now this is where the problem will be, not in the first two but in the second two. Because sometimes you see, for capital profit, you can think. That's why you have to understand, they may not give you entrepreneurship because clue will be there already. They'll give you organization so that you can link these two, no? Which is not correct. So don't expect entrepreneurship because you know the answer, then that is profit. They give you as organization meaning entrepreneurship, and the reward for the entrepreneur is profit. Are you clear? That much is clear to you? Okay. Now we are going to just look into this forms of utility. My dear students, forms of utility is for in and around question. You ignore that, you lose marks. That is what I have hinted here. As I looked into the papers and some of the mock questions and all, definitely a question on forms of utility, not just utility or DMU. Forms of utility is there. So noted that you have to revise during, supposing you have allotted 2 to 3 days for this paper. During your study period, please include forms of utility as well, right? That is what I have mentioned here. Now, you are going to do this classroom exercise. I want you all to be fingertips here. I have given you the names of the economists and the contribution, the book classification, because we saw under fundamental definition with the publication. So do this, match the following, and after, along with that, you write the year of publication and the name of the definition. You get my point? What you're supposed to do here? This is a match the following exercise for you. Online students, please do this, match the following exercise. Very important. See, the first few questions in the examination only gives you the strength. Don't forget that. The first few questions will add energy to you, mental energy. You know, you'll feel that you know everything there once you. So I am preparing you for the first few questions itself. One among the online student can also give an answer if at all you know that. So do you understand what question I've asked? So I've given you the names of the 4 experts in one side, and in the side B I've given the important publication of them. If you look at your parent institute material or whatever material you have, under definitions this will be there. So what are you supposed to do? Match the correct book with the expert. And along with that, your work is give the year of publication, name of the definition the expert or economist has given. Online students, are you ready for it? Do that exercise. Do it and see. Try it out. See, what I'm giving you as template questions or sample questions are expected in the examination. So you can use this PPT also as a ready reckoner for preparation. If you don't have time, no, since we cover all the chapters, it will be of some help to you. Okay, I focus on this. I have forgotten this. I never thought it is important. All this will come into the picture. Right? Have you finished, Mudit? Yeah, done completely. Seriously? Online people, have you done? Have you attempted? Priya is the one who will answer. Yeah, Priya, you have done? Okay, can you can you give us the answer? It is nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please give Priya. Nice, no? She is answering from the online class. And I will release the answer key for you both. Okay, and for all. Yes, Priya and anybody else, Adam Smith, what did you match with?
Wealth of nations.
Fantastic, very good. Okay, then I can. Alfred Marshall, fantastic preparation by Priya.
Principle of economics. Principle of economics.
Very good year, not bad. Okay, then what about the third one? Lionel Robbins, what did you match it?
And essay on the nature and significance of economic science.
Sure, very good. So it goes without saying, what is the last one? Paul Samuelson is matched with what?
An introductory analysis, economics.
Very good. Clap for Priya, she has done a wonderful job. But other things also I asked, so please look at this. The year and the name of the definition. Mudit, Karan, check whether you have written the correct year. Answer key is there for you. Wealth definition, welfare, scarcity and growth. Year of publication. Wealth of Nations is 1776. Principles of Economics is 1890. Scarcity definition is 1932. Growth definition is 1948. So as we do the classroom exercise, key is also released. So you don't have to worry. See, that's why, Karan, I said you don't reply for principles of what was the book published by Alfred Marshall, because we have this exercise. And this principles of economics is a repeated question. Repeatedly seen in all the institutes paper, mock paper, etc. Right? So note it down, and very good participation even from online students, particularly Priya. So other online students also ensure that you are quite active like her, so that you can also give your answer. You can be, it's an interactive session. See, now that the entire syllabus is done, the very purpose is to remind you, okay, this is what we did in the first chapter, this is what we did second, this is important, do you know this, this is what is coming in the question paper, right? So we are reminding you. So I expect you also to take down the answers also, so that no, some complete revision notebook is there. Are you clear? Now go to this. Now what is this important tips from part 1 to part 5? My dear students, when you go to, as far as definitions topic is concerned, we have seen. Now come to the basic concepts in business economics. There, when they give you an example, you must be able to find out whether they are talking about distribution, exchange, production. So from the statement or example, you have to identify the concept. Okay, that is one type I saw. Second thing is micro and macro. Please learn this segment, revise the segment with examples. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. With examples, you have to. Now, art versus science, the quotes. And what type of economics is art? What type of economics is science? That is also there. We are going to do an exercise. And positive versus normative. Now, here, how it is differentiated, that is a rationale. Examples, both are equally important. Okay, and in deductive versus inductive, please understand who gave deductive logic, who gave inductive logic, and examples from economics, because deductive and inductive are general methods of reasoning. You should know from economics context. That's why I specifically put it down. Do you understand in all these 4 chapters how we are going to revise now? Now, my dear students, please look this small thing for you. Always remember, art is about practical, and science is about knowledge gaining. That fundamental difference you have. Whatever, so the example, for example selection, I'm giving you this. Okay, do you understand? Supposing, look at the example here. The study of fiscal and monetary measures is an art, because fiscal policy tool, monetary policy tool is application. Why does the Reserve Bank of India follow a monetary policy? Why did they announce a monetary policy? You have to implement it. We saw bank rate, open market operation, repo rate. Why all this? It's not for theoretical, no, it's going to be applied. So when you get any fiscal and monetary measure, please be clear that it is only applied economics. And for economic theories, they will give you law, doctrine, concepts, which will be economics as a science. So that difference is very, very important, because science is just going to tell you, give you a knowledge about it. Okay, it's a doctrine. They will end the example as law. When they say something as a law, a theoretical explanation. When they say a policy, policy measure, policy tool, it is art. Okay, that very definition is very important to you. I suppose you are clear about it. Now, a small discussion for you. Among micro and macro, identifying micro is difficult. It will look like, because for macro, you will have a prefix like national, total, aggregate, gross domestic product. You can easily identify. But when it comes to micro, it is not like that. You will not even know whether it is talking about a segment. So, as you prepare for the examination, when you look at them, keep revising the micro examples clearly than the macro. Okay, they may use terms like industry, they may use terms like company, but still it can be micro, because it is a specific industry, it is a specific firm or a company. Are you clear? This part. Okay. And the other thing is, microeconomics is price theory. Don't forget that. And macroeconomics is aggregative economics, right? So in micro, always some specifics will be there, particular, individual, etc. In macro, it will be there? Total, national, aggregate variables. So aggregative economics is macro, and price theory is micro. Now, likewise, in art and science, any policy tool is an example of an art. Economics as an art. Policy tools. And abstract theories, laws and principles are examples of economics as a science. Are you clear? Now please understand, any policy measure, they'll just give you as a policy measure. And they will ask you, is it an art or a science or what? You know, they'll give two other odd kind of options. Be very clear, any policy measure, any tool, any central bank measure is economics as an art. Right? Are you clear? And under micro and macro, keep revising micro examples, because there will not be any clue there. Okay. Now I will ask you one here. To just tell you how micro is little difficult. Micro. How do you say that?
Because we give example.
Oh.
Right.
Please remember, let it be product pricing or factor pricing. It will appear like macro. But remember, each one of them in the factor market, in the commodity market, depending upon the demand and supply for specific products or factors, pricing is done. It is not universal pricing, you know, isn't it? And I add my own profit percentage. It's a negotiation, bargaining. So please remember, this is just an example to tell you that there is no clue whether it is specific or general. So I have to reason out, and then that is why I gave you these examples in your in the class we discussed, as he rightly said. No, this is one point I was trying to tell you, where there will not be any clue that it is going to be it is a segment of population. It is something, a small portion in a large. So what is micro? Micro is a part of the whole, an integral part of the whole. So the whole atmosphere is there, but we are talking about a part. I think I gave you one other example, a behavior of a firm.
Of
Ah,
A.
A.
A is a firm.
Yes.
Right.
I'm talking specifically. But firm will have thousands of people. That doesn't mean it's macro. Because we are talking about something specific. So like that, you have to understand, read the sentence twice or thrice before understanding whether it is micro or macro. Are you clear in this part? So note it down that micro requires more revision. Please mention that. Okay. Now I will give you one exercise and then go on to the okay. Do this exercise. Answer key will be released, but you have to do it. Expected question. Give the publication of Keynes. Write down your answers. We will check it up. Key is there. Give the publication of Keynes. Expected question. Give one example of possession utility. I told you, utility. Forms of utility is for in and around question. I will show you a slide on forms of utility. We have seen, isn't it? Time utility, place utility, form utility, possession utility. We have seen, right? You remember that? Okay. So you give one example of possession utility so that I will know that you have understood possession utility. Okay. Next question is PCI means what? Per capita income, a micro component or a macro component? Do that. The next question is micro distribution is not different from macro distribution. True or false? Okay. Art is a dash, science is theoretical. The term macro was coined by whom? Options are given. Keynes, Ragnar Frisch, Adam Smith, none of the given. Father of macroeconomics. Keynes, Ragnar Frisch, Adam Smith, none of the given. Professor Oscar Lange. Words are given here. Economics is the science of administration of scarce resources in human society. Mention the definition, whether it is wealth, welfare, scarcity, or growth. The last one, what is the definition this person is trying to hint? I told tricky question from that definition segment is what you saw, what you wrote as an exercise is direct. Name of the economist, the definition he gave, his publication, year of publication. This is an example of an indirect question. Recording is on. Do it. I'll give you time. Online students, are you attempting? Are you attempting? Please try out these questions, very important. See, you can use this grand revision exercise as a ready reckoner for the examination. That's what I'll tell you. Yes, Karan and Mudit, as classroom students, have you all completed? Have you all tried? I think one more question is also there. Dash is hailed as a father of welfare economics. You never expected, no? Sudden questions. Sometimes tricky, sometimes indirect, sometimes expected. Sometimes it is there in your memory, but you're not able to release it. Yes. Time up. Both of you exchange your notebooks. Online students, do your self-correction. Karan, Mudit, exchange so that you know more clarity will be. See, others' mistakes would be interesting to you. So you would learn. Exchange it. And you are going to correct it. And for any wrong answer, please look at the answer key and do the correct one. Okay. General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. Publication of John Maynard Keynes in the year 1936. General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. Example of possession utility. Now what did you all write? What has he written? What has he written? Example of possession utility.
Okay.
So what is possession utility?
Only.
Enabling a customer to own the commodity or possess the commodity. One example will be credit facility. Isn't it? Credit option, installment. Yes or no? Okay. See, I given one example. Right. Go to the third one. Micro distribution is not different from macro distribution. Current close the reference material. You have to be today honestly doing from what is there in your memory. Macro distribution is not different from micro distribution. True or false? They are one and the same? Yes?
No. Micro distribution is a part of.
Oh, this one. Hey, we missed out that here. Per capita income is a micro or macro component. Answer is macro. I told you, no, per capita income, just because it is income per head, it is not micro. Repeated question. It is macro because some people write it micro. You know why? You know they write micro because it is income per head. How do you calculate national income by population? Which means it's macro, no? Recollect the formula. Per capita income is equal to national income by total population. And every country will have its own per capita income, not you and me individually. Right? Okay. Next one is, please remember, micro distribution and macro distribution are not one and the same. They are different. Micro distribution is, it is a specific point from your parent source. That's why I added here a specific point. So micro distribution means, very important, my dear students. I don't want you all to miss out these expected questions. Fixation of factor prices. Note it very conceptually, be strong. Try to recollect what all we did and now these questions based on what all we did. Fixation of factor prices. Okay. What is macro distribution? Macro distribution is determining or determination of the relative shares of the factor rewards in the total national income. So determination of the relative shares, of the factors of production or relative shares of the in the national income or total income. Now, micro distribution is what? We are just fixing the prices of the factors of production. How much should be there? In macro, we take the national income and see the percentage of rent in national income, percentage of profit in national income, percentage of wages in national income. Sometimes if the percentage of wage is very low, we understand that wages should be increased, right? All this is for policy making. So remember this point, micro distribution and macro distribution are different. Are you clear? Okay, now next answer. Artist, your answer should be practical or empirical or even applied. All these are allowed. All three are allowed. Science is theoretical. Okay. The term macro was coined by whom? What was the option chosen?
Sure.
Yes, option
B.
B. Both of you chose that. Perfect. Okay. Father of macroeconomics?
No,
Like this option in here.
no.
So he says none of the above. Father of macroeconomics is Keynes. Father of neoclassical economics is Alfred Marshall. Didn't you tell that, Karan, early this morning? Father of neoclassical economics is Alfred Marshall. Father of classical economics is Adam Smith. Father of macroeconomics is Keynes. Father of modern economics is Keynes. Those type of questions are stereotypes. Okay, now supposing they ask you, they are not asking neoclassical, they are not mentioning modern, they are not mentioning macro. If they ask you who is the father of economics, what would you write? Adam Smith. Okay, or if they ask you who is the father of classical economics, Adam Smith. Are you clear now? Okay, go to the next one. Were you able to identify about which definition economist Oscar Lange was talking about? From the given clues,
Yes.
scarcity definition. Like that, you can have questions. Okay, now the last one. Dash is hailed as a father of welfare economics. What you two wrote?
He wrote a Keynes.
Okay.
I wrote.
Alfred Marshall gave a welfare definition,
Welfare.
but he is not the father of welfare economics. Already that economist name you told this morning. Before you came actually. So you know, do not know.
Easy bag.
So please remember this confusion. The father of economics, father of classical economics, father of neoclassical economics, father of modern or macroeconomics, father of welfare economics. Online students, were you able to correctly do it? Bhavani, Hemal, some names are there. Nitish, Venkatraman, I suppose you were able to do it? Okay. So, such types of question are very, very common. You would know, had you seen the past papers, you know these are repeated questions. So, whatever is given for you in the template slide, my dear students, take it very seriously for the examination. Learn it off in the class itself now. So, when you later on, when you do this revision, it should be a second time for you. This revision should be the first revision of the paper. Are you clear? And please remember, economics is 70%. I showed you the percentage even, mark percentage. Okay. Yes. Barter system is one favorite question of the examiner. So one question I have given you here. Oh, I should give you the option. The option have answer. Yeah. Now, this is from the barter system. You remember exchange. One concept is there, isn't it? There we did barter system where we did difficulties of barter system elaborately. So look at this point. As payments are made in goods and services, debt contracts. Yes,
Sound is
Yeah, maybe she is, somebody is unmuted. Okay. Now please look at the screen now. As payments are made in goods and services, debt contracts are not possible due to disagreements on the part of two parties on the following grounds. It would often invite controversy as to the quality of goods or services to be repaid. Now, which challenge of barter system is addressed here?
C.
C. Why do you say C?
Debt contract.
Fantastic answer from Mudit. Seriously, the answer, it's a difficult question you have answered. Now, debt contracts. That is a clue word. We said, no, it is very, very difficult to settle debts in the barter system. Perishability of the commodity, portability. If it's cattle or something and I have to send it to somebody who is out of country or out of state, how will we do? Isn't it? So many value coming up and going. We do not know exact value. So many things are there. So difficulty is in. Now note this as a template question. Any barter difficulty, they will give you a statement. I think you read it very clearly and stored. You got the correct clue word. The whole story is dependent upon the debt contracts. Difficulties in deferred payment means what? We are not able to make payments in future. It's not possible. So a complicated sentence may be there, but as you read once or twice or thrice, you will know the answer. So that is what one template question. See, from everywhere, I have given you the template question. Now it is up to you to remember this as you prepare for the class. Okay.
I need charges of
Yes, can I help you with the doubt? You understood? Now the options will be all other difficulties. You have to identify the correct difficulty. You understand this point? Are you clear? So it's almost it's 7:30. I think I should give you a break for 5 minutes. Being a theory paper, I'm highly worried. So we have to go on till 11:30. Don't think usually it's like 10:30. It is till 11:30. That's what I saw. 6:30 to 11:30 is the time given. Okay. So they've given 12. No? I made it. I kept it as 12, but I saw it's 11:30. Mode is live online and 6:30 to 11:30. Yeah, I put it as 12 only, but we will see. In case it need be, we will have it as 12. You know, if need be. Yes, current. Don't be worried. Okay, so you will be adequately taken care, and you will be given the time. So you can take a break. Now tell me, you two people, when you want to be back for the class, so that I can tell our online friends also the same thing. 5 to 10 minutes is a big difference. 5 is different, 10 is different. So can we be back by 7:42 or something, like 10 minutes?
Yes.
To take a break, because I want you all to concentrate. That is my worry actually. Now, let's continue. This is one segment which I wanted you all to know. This forms of utility slide. I just wanted you all to even see this. Please look at this forms of utility slide. Maybe I can segment it and make it into 2, so that you remember that for in and around, suddenly you will be into a trap. You may not even know that this is going to be asked. So I am preparing you before itself. Do you understand? So look at this. I told you, forms of utility for in and around a question. And what is the question you did in that? What was the question you did in forms of utility? Example exercise. I told you should all take it down now. What is the example we did there? I asked you one repeated question. I told you that. What is it?
Yes.
Very good. Excellent. That is what is a main point now. So please look at it. So form utility, please remember, when you're going to change the structure of a material into a form, it adds to your satisfaction, mental satisfaction. That is why we defined production as creation of not commodity but creation of utility. Remember that point very clearly. Second one, place utility. What is that? That is because it is available in the vicinity, I am able to take advantage of it. Is that clear? See, transport creates place utility. Service utility. My dear students, have you heard of the service utility? So, the services rendered by various professionals add to your utility. See, today you are there, or this time you are there for a grand revision. So, the professionals are coming and imparting knowledge to you. That is service utility. Any professional, in the example, if you have doctors or teachers or lawyers, understand they talk about service utility. I've added more here because it's revision. We saw in the class form utility, time utility, place utility, and possession utility. Look at here, service utility. That is also getting added in economics literature. Knowledge utility, when a consumer acquires knowledge about a particular product. For example, the utility of a mobile phone or a computer increases when a person knows various functions. When you know that you can get a soft copy when you have a smartphone. When you know that you can attend an online class comfortably having a laptop at home. That is knowledge utility. So with the example, I've made this for you. So that in case, even among forms of utility, they ask you extremely complex question or you unexpected ones. Forms of utility itself is an unexpected question in and around. There, if they ask you like service utility, knowledge utility, that's it. Okay. Now look at this possession utility. That example also we saw. On exercise, we did no possession utility. What enabling the customer to buy the commodity. I'm able to get the ownership of the commodity due to various reasons. And one is like, giving some favorable financing terms, installment basis, credit facilities, whatever it is, right? Time utility. What is it? It is available at a time when I require. Agricultural commodities. Agriculture is a seasonal occupation, but I get round the year whenever I want, right? Okay, so this is a small thing I wanted to share with you all before going to the next component. Okay. 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 Oh my God, why is this coming? Why did you come before? It's a very important chapter. Why the answer is coming first? Okay, my dear students, 1 minute I will even shut off the slide because it's very important. You should have first what the questions. Positive and normative we are going to do. My dear students, be prepared for it. You came first. Who asked you to come? Answer guy is coming first. Question is coming later. So this is very, very atrocious. Yes, Mudit, what is that you are referring to? From the memory you have to answer. What is the reason to look into the books? Why I am doing all this, for you people only, no? Come. Then answer. Now this segment, if you are thorough, my dear students, you are going to be a winner itself because it is very difficult part. Now I can open the thing. Answer from your memory. Questions are ready. Is it opening here, the slide? My dear students, you should not have any pause, okay? Because you're learning. Okay, so I think I have read all these sentences. We have to do the last two sentences. Information will be provided in nature. Information provided will be selective in nature to prove their viewpoint. Sectoral imbalances is a most serious problem in a developing country. You're just going to write whether it is positive or normative. Online students, you also attempted, because these are called as template sentences, where it is not easy to identify the positive and normative. Some trickiness is there. So only we have chosen these sentences for you to revise in this grand revision session. Online students, are you attempting? Priya and the other people? Finished? Huh? All? Really?
Except the
Okay, whatever you know.
information provided.
Selective in nature. No? Okay. Karan, where are you standing? What is your situation? Last two. You're giving up. So 7:55, you have to stop, dot, you have to exchange your notebooks. I suppose you are not looking into each other, so you are doing independently. Yeah. Now there are clues also in these sentences. Similar types of sentences you might get. Yes. Yes. My dear students, as I'm going to release the key, please understand one thing. For positive is Mudit and Karan and online students, please remember, for positive, it will be details, description, data based, verifiable. No suggestions, opinions encouraged. Right? What it is. And what it is not about the present tense. What is happening? Let it be present tense, past tense and future tense. I told you, what it is, what it was, what it will be. But there is a certainty. There is an evidence. Whereas what is normative? It is not having any evidence or proof. It is not based on data, opinion, suggestions, judgmental, ethics, values. All these kinds will be there. Any of this. So study the rationale well. What is the premise? After that only you can look into examples. Okay? Now, high interest rates will dampen house prices. Positive, because we know it will happen. But look at it. Is there? Do you find is there? No. But why do I say it is here? What it is means the happening. It will happen today, yesterday, or tomorrow. So when I have high interest rates, naturally it will bring down the house prices, isn't it? It happens. Okay, so clarify that point. Will should not be taken as future tense and say that no, positive is what it is. No. What it is about the happening. Okay, certainty of happening. Then pollution is most serious problem in a developing country. My dear students, please remember, when you say most serious problem, somebody is giving an opinion. I will say inflation is the most serious problem. He can say poverty is the most serious problem. Somebody can say unemployment is the most serious problem. So please remember, like some degrees of comparison are given. No? Harmful, best, good, worst. All these are indications of judgments being passed by somebody. Right? Okay? Then, is online academic program needed at the school level? Normative. What did you all write? Normative, isn't it? Why? Because for the same question, each one will give their viewpoint. You say physical class is better. You're a proof. You're sitting here. People who have not come is a proof online is better for them. It is, you have your own arguments for and against, right? So it is opinion based. And now, when they ask a question like this, please note, my dear students, one problem is when they say, supposing the options I give you given was positive statement, normative question. If this was an option, there are students who have chosen normative question as an answer just because we have asked in question form. Is positive or normative can be in question form, can be in statement form, can be in exclamatory form, any form. The sentence construction does not matter. Don't think that a positive statement means only in statement form. Oh, this is like a question. How can I write? No. You look at the answer. It is opinion based. Right? Okay. Go to the next one. Disposable income has declined by 3% over the last 4 years. Are you sure? Yes, we can verify it. I will look at the past 4 years data. Okay. And I will see that there is an evidence. So numbers can be positive, numbers can be normative also. Remember that. Does currency devaluation fuel inflation? Why both you said no?
Normative.
Normative. You? Because I will look into the years of currency devaluation and see whether it has fueled inflation or not. It is an economic event. Currency devaluation means with a period it will be given. In India, 1960s, one major devaluation, 1990s major devaluation. So I will look into the periods of devaluation and see whether it has led to inflation or not. This is an empirical evidence given in a twisted way, directly not like past 4 years. An economic event is given. Do you understand? Okay. Supposing, does oil price rise affect the price of other commodities? I will look into years of oil price rise and check it. Okay, it need not be years, need not be directly given. Even that incident, economic incident is also an example. Is an evidence. So the question, see, I worded, does rise in the price of oil or does the volatility in gold prices affect other commodities? I will look at the period where gold prices are fluctuated heavily and see the impact. So it is positive. Remember that. Okay. See how you are learning now. Should alternative fuels be subsidized? Like your online education, this is a normative. What was the answer you wrote? Normative, very good. Why did you choose normative? Should. Yeah, that is there. And each one will say it should be subsidized, it need not be subsidized, right? Now the next one, you are going to give the answer. Resources are best allocated by allowing the market mechanism to work freely. Sure. Karan?
I wrote normative.
Why you wrote normative? On what basis? Oh, hit or miss you did. Because look at the description, a best allocated. Somebody's judgment. I was telling you, good, better, best. All these degrees of comparison, my dear students, remember clue. Okay, say, I will write one more sentence for you. Example sentence.
So this definitely happening if it is best allocated. That is how
It is not just a best allocated. Best is somebody's estimation of that. I will say market mechanism. If you ask me, I will not say market does the work properly. Market mechanism is what? Private sector. For me, the opinion is government only will do justice. Look at the statement. How can we say they are best allocated by allowing the market mechanism to work freely? It is controlled by the market forces. Volatility is very high. Supply and demand will be influencing the price. So that is not that cannot be done. So for me, resources are best allocated by government. So whether private or public, the term best is somebody's judgment, somebody's opinion. That's what I'm writing here an example. Look at this example. Inflation is harmful. than poverty. For me, it is so. Somebody who's living in a hut will say, for me, poverty is the worst. See, it's all opinion. So when you have what I'm saying is harmful, then comparisons, please remember, comparing one situation to another or saying that good, bad, worst, all these are judgments, estimations. It may not be your estimation of the event. Okay, let's go to the next one. What government policies will reduce poverty? Any online student will interact? Will you be able to give answer for this? What government policies will reduce poverty? Online student, you will be able to give answer. Okay, you all tell me.
Government.
Why do you say so?
Because
Hmm.
what?
Hmm.
So it's like they're not passing here.
Union. Okay.
There's no confirmation of what one. They're just like asking. Right?
So it is what?
Government.
Okay, what do you say?
As well nominated.
Which means they are asking what type of government policies are there. What government policies? We will give the list. It is positive. What government policies will reduce poverty? They are asking. So the government presents. These are all demand side measures. These are all supply side measures. Or they will say these are all the schemes which were launched since 2000, since COVID. You get the answer. So what government policies means what type of government policies? It's one favorite question of the examiner. So tricky questions alone I've taken and given you. See, it makes you think once or twice, right? So what you are clearly going to give your answer will be the list of measures. Oh, these are all the types of policies which are helping in addressing the problem of poverty or inflation. Do you understand that? Okay, next one. Based on past data, big tax cuts would help many people, but government budget constraints make that option unfeasible. Do you first understand the sentence? Tell me the meaning of the sentence.
They are giving you data.
Hmm.
Not
They say that big tax cut
Hmm.
would help people, but due to the government budget and the constraints, whatever, because of the government budget, it's not possible or it's not.
Very good
applicable
explanation. Big data cut is a celebration for the people, but government says it is our source of revenue. How would we implement all these programs? So you tell me whether it is positive. Now you understood the statement. Tell me positive or normative.
for-
You?
direct. He wrote
Yes.
right on.
Okay. It is a happening. My dear students, what is the clue here? It is a happening. If there is a big tax cut, every time people will celebrate. Every time government will face constraint. Where is an opinion there? Like what you started, no, high interest rate will dampen house prices. It's a happening. That's why I repeat that for positive when you say what it is a happening. Okay. Oh, I give them. Now look at this. Information provided will be selective in nature to view the viewpoint. My dear students, it is a very, very complex sentence. Somebody is telling that, see, you are going to get that information from that source. No, it will be biased. They want to prove their point. Therefore, they will give information which is selective in nature. They are not going to give complete information. So it is normative. Somebody is saying this. One party is saying that the other party is going to give biased information, not complete information. Why? Because they want to prove their viewpoint. So information which they are going to provide will be selective in nature. They will be choosing favorable points for them and presenting. Are you clear? It's normative. Okay, go to the last one. Sectoral imbalances is the most serious problem in a developing economy. Normative, very good. Because somebody is declaring that most serious. Remember, best, worst, most all these. Okay, so understand the premise of positive and normative, study that before going into example sentences. Are you clear about it? Okay, now deductive and inductive logic. See, this man is saying, I'm also going to reason out with you. Do it. Do this exercise. Deductive and inductive. We are in part 5, isn't it? Important questions.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide?
Previous one. Yeah, sure. Definitely it will be done.
Can you share the slide?
Yeah, very much.
Slide, ma'am.
Yes, yes. If you want. I mean, it will be useful for your thing. They will add in Google Drive. I'll ask them to. This is their revision material, no?
Okay. Take this in WhatsApp.
Into that. Yes, I gave you some, no? Yeah. You wanted something?
Oh,
Now, please come to your deductive and inductive logic. As far as deductive and inductive logic is concerned, you will be knowing which is general to particular, particular to general. First point. Second, who gave deductive method, who gave inductive method. Third, examples from economics on deductive and inductive. That is the main thing. Okay, that should be the main thing. And alternative names for deductive and inductive. Do these questions, fundamental questions. These are. Every time they keep asking you this type of questions. See, actually, in the name of template questions, I'm only giving you what is asked in the scanners. So you don't have to worry at all. Finished? Online students, when answer key is released, better copy it down. It will be useful for the examination. Done?
so,
Exchange both of you. Make your classroom exercise interesting, division exercise interesting.
both of them. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Law of DMU is an example of fantastic deductive. And deductive is from what? General to particular or particular to general?
General.
General to particular. Please remember that. And what is the general? General is an undisputed fundamental fact. I think in our example classroom we did from DMU to progressive taxation, if I can remember.
Yeah. Tax.
From DMU, how we thinking, deducing logically, we arrived at a specific component called as progressive taxation, which could be useful for the economy. From law of DMU. So what is the general to particular? General is what? Undisputed fundamental fact. From that you keep on deducing, deriving, thinking logically and come to one specific solution. Right? Okay. Second one. Inductive method was given by classical school. True or false? You? Okay. What about you say false? Then who gave it?
Inductive was given by the Newton.
Part of your answer is correct. It was given by historical school. Deductive method was given by classical school. Remember, inductive method was given by historical school. Okay. Third one, answer is already there. Dash method. Deductive method is called alternative names. Look at the alternative names. A priori method, abstract method, analytical method. All these are deductive method. For inductive method, you remember historical method, isn't it? Statistical method. Okay. Last one. In dash process, look at the little tricky question. Dash process, facts are collected, arranged, and then conclusions are drawn. What method it is? Inductive. Okay, inductive is fact based, deductive is thinking based. Okay, but here the answer is not deductive. There is a name given for induction process and deduction process. If you can recollect, deductive method is also known as dash process. Inductive method is also known as dash process. What? Yes, what? I think you said something. Please look at the answer. No. See, this is, wait a minute. Ascending is inductive. Descending is deductive. This is inductive logic. Inductive is known as ascending. Deductive is known as, I actually gave you the name of that expert also. I went into so much of details. Professor Bacon. He called deductive logic as descending process and deductive logic as descending process and inductive as ascending process. Remember that. See how they are. So you know the answer here inductive, but you did not know whether it is ascending or descending. Descending is for deductive. Ascending is for inductive. Remember that point. What happened? I'll help you. Where is the doubt now?
He wrote correct, but I thought it was wrong again.
Okay. So inductive is ascending. Deductive is what? What? Deductive. Descending. Okay. So what are you going to learn from deductive and inductive chapter? Who gave inductive deductive logic? Which is general to particular and particular to general? Examples from economics. Examples from economics. Remember, so many examples we have given. Okay, we have discussed also. Now go to the next one. Here, DMU. Exercises, they're right in front of you. Law of DMU. You will also one numericals also I will make you do. Calculation of MU and TU. I have one table here itself inserted for you. So look at this. Very important for numericals. Revise how to calculate TU and MU. Okay. And the questions on the concept of utility itself. Okay. If you look at our Bharadwaj material, I have given you as a true or false or at the beginning of the material itself of this chapter, which is very important. Now we are going to address these questions. Okay. Utility. Who coined this term? You take down, write down. You write down. Not telling to me something. Online students, you also attempt this exercise from DMU. And one important point for you is in DMU, numericals are important. Estimation of TU from MU and MU from TU is asked. And apart from that, questions on utility itself is very important. Apart from law-based questions. So, who coined the term utility? DMU is known as dash second law. Okay. Who used cardinal approach in utility analysis? Meaning of the term utility. Repeated question in your paper. Meaning of the term utility. Water diamond paradox. Okay. Here, which is for TU, which is for MU, you have to say. Okay. And the last two are indicating the fact that you have to revise the table the graph, assumptions and exceptions. Okay, the last two are an indication of the preparation method. So address the first five. I think it's yeah, five.
What are we supposed to do?
In water diamond paradox, which is the example of TU, which is the example of MU?
Water is TU and U.
Diamond is TU or MU. Right. That one.
Okay.
Completed, no? 2-3 questions. I mean, very
Only
less.
4 questions.
Yeah.
Aye.
Five. The other two are for you to.
Graph is.
It's a hint cue for the examination. Okay. Yes. Exchange your notebooks. Okay. Yeah, we will tell the answers. So the answers are Stanley Gibbons for the first one. DMU is known as dash second law. Gauss's second law. How many experts are there? Name of Gaussian, you know? Very important question. I told you in this chapter, there are many experts' names. Gaussian's second law. Who used cardinal approach in utility analysis? Alfred Marsh. Perfect answer. Correct. Meaning of the term utility.
Level of satisfaction.
Implies better form.
Power of
Yeah, power of a commodity. Standard definition, which I should never forget. Among the 4 sentences which are given to define utility, I will tick mark this. Are you clear? Want a satisfying power of a commodity. Please remember, what is the difference between utility and satisfaction? My dear students, can you just tell me? What is the difference between utility and satisfaction, according to you? Conceptually, I'm asking this. Anybody online? Would you like to participate?
utility is the amount of satisfaction
Hmm.
one gets
Hmm.
in the first.
Oh my God. Fundamentals are weak. Everything ever erased about this chapter from your memory. Utility, you're always going into, that's why I told you, no? You people are studying the law of DMU, but not the concept of utility. Law of DMU is different. As I keep consuming more and more units of commodity, my satisfaction comes down. I don't have the craving which I had from the first slice in my fourth slice. That is different. Utility is an expected state of mind, an expectation or expected state of mind. I will put it as expected level of see, I use a term here. Whereas satisfaction is a realization. I really get this. So, my utility is only an expectation that the commodity will satisfy me. But satisfaction is a realization. I am thoroughly happy with the commodity. Do you understand this? See, this is called as a conceptual clarity. Please have that in mind. Okay? So that we will do the next exercise also. Okay. You are going to do the next exercise. Mudit, are you ready? You will be revising what you saw there. Little more also. No. Okay. Please do it. And this calculation, I wanted the question mark, you have to fill in. Numericals. Yeah, tabular column. I told you, no, in the previous slide, numericals are important. So you are going to calculate one for TU, one for MU.
What is this approach? Model approach.
No, the two approaches if you want, cardinal and ordinal approach. I thought you will know what are those approaches because you have only two approaches here. I was under the impression that you all know actually. Cardinal, you have to choose between the two. Ordinal. Approaches question.
No, what have we done?
What
Choose
have we-
approach now. Utility is defined as.
Yeah. Revising,
Is it
fully.
not-
No. All. Completely you have to do.
Utility has material or physical existence. What are
True or false? All these are true or false. For fill up, I have given the dash, no? So, done? Very good. Exchange.
Sorry.
Okay. Yes. One more also I'll give you this. Okay, are you ready for the answer key? Yes? Still you're doing? So one more table is also ready for you so that you can do that.
Yes, madam.
Done. Okay. Let's release the key. Have you all exchanged your notebooks? Sorry, one more question is there. Formula for MU. Please do that also. You wrote. You wrote. Please write. Okay, you have wrote. Formula for MU.
Oh.
So this is a mix of theory. This slide is a mix of theory questions, technical questions, formula, table. Do you see that? It's a mix of all. Theory question. What happened with it? Technical question, formula based, table. What happened? What's the fun happening? What? He didn't write. Yeah, write it. No, finished. Now. Yes, this just now we revised want satisfying power of a commodity. Written or not? Even in the board I gave. Okay. Second one, DMU is Gaussian's second law. Is it first law or second law?
Second law.
Sure.
Yes.
Mudit?
Oh, sorry.
So true or false?
True.
True. Was first law. Utility was second law. No?
No. The second law is given, see next sentence. Law of equimarginal utility is the second law. Law of DMU is the first law, Gaussian's first law. Gaussian's second law is law of equimarginal utility. Okay. Law of equimarginal utility is also known as law of, in the class I hinted to you. I told you that DMU will study elaborately, but this you won't study. So please note it. It's popularly known as law of substitution. So what is Gaussian's first law? DMU. Gaussian's second law is equimarginal utility. My dear students, remember the names of the experts. Stanley Jevons coined or conceived the term utility. Okay. DMU is considered as Gaussian's first law. But who actually made this law scientific and systematic is Alfred Marshall. Okay. Now, look at the next one. Utility has no moral or legal significance.
Utility.
And true was what?
True.
Why?
What I know.
Because it is a state of mind.
Yeah. See, remember, I thought that this lemonade, I thought this would give me satisfaction. I thought at my mind level, it's an expectation. I cannot go and shout at the shopkeeper vendor saying that, see, I thought this is satisfaction, it's not given me, give back my money. Neither legally nor morally I can do. That's why I made you this distinction. I said satisfaction is realization. But usually it's an expectation. I thought this will give me the satisfaction. Say you paid some 150 rupees for an ice cream, looking at the billboard, and you didn't get that satisfaction. Can you go and shout at him? Because you thought in your imagination, what would they do? There is no any quality compromise they have not done, no? Okay, yes. Then, utility has material or physical existence. True or false? Utility has material or physical existence. False. Because it's a subjective phenomenon. It's a psychological phenomenon. In fact, you don't even have to consume or possess a commodity to measure utility. To measure utility. You don't even have to consume or possess the commodity to measure utility. It's a subjective phenomenon. It's a thinking. Okay. No, it is false. Why this true come? It's false. Okay. As material physical existence, the answer is false. Answer is false. Okay. Marshallian utility analysis is based on is based on which approach? Cardinal or ordinal? That's what I told. It's false. It's false. I'm telling you false 1,000 times, but I think you're not able to listen. This is false, okay?
To the first one, is
Now, look at the next one. Utility analysis is based on cardinal approach, not ordinal. Cardinal approach. Repeated question in the examination. Utility, Marshallian utility analysis is based on cardinal approach. Formula for mu. Delta Tu by delta Q, isn't it?
Can we write
What you wrote?
TUN minus
TUN minus 1, you can write. No problem. But don't forget delta Tu by delta Q. Okay. Now look at the answer. Look at the answer for the table. Our Tu is 36. How did we get it? The marginal utility from first slice is 20, second slice is 16. So totally, for both the slices together, the answer is 36. Okay. Then go to the last one. What is the last one talking about? Marginal utility, 8. Very good. 56 minus 40. I will give you now 2 other sums based on it, maybe after break. You can take a break. I'm going to give you 2 more sums on this. So it's 8 35, isn't it?
You can give now, we can go break after that. If you complete
2 problems, huh? But wouldn't be very late for you? Are you fresh in mind to do the 2 problems? Calculate, give your time. Okay. Then I have 2 from the previous papers. So we can take down it. Okay. Revision class exercise.
from this part 5 will be complete.
Part 5 we completed. We have gone to lesson 2.
Yeah.
Part 5 will stops. Stop. Yeah. Part 5 stops with what? Deductive versus inductive. All major things we have seen. Now look at this questions. Numericals. Numericals from what? Lesson 2 DMU. So with this there will be a perfect understanding for you. Okay. From the following data. From the following data. Okay. Data. Answer 2 questions. I'll give you one data set. From that you can answer 2 questions. Okay. So on the first column you have units. Second column, let me give you TU. And the third column, let me give you. Yes. They're all measured in terms of utils. Don't forget that. Okay. Okay. Now, what are the 2 questions? Side by side and right. First one. Calculate TU derived from the second unit. Calculate TU derived from the second unit. Question 1. I told you, with using the same data, I'll give you 2 things. Compute MU of third unit. Okay. 2 questions you do. So thorough knowledge you will have. You can also revise these 2 questions for exam. Though I kept the number of units small, it is a pakka question. Online students, please try out. See whether you can calculate TU. The second level of unit, it is from the past paper only. Should be on. Recording should be there. Because recording is very important. One thing remember, though the number of units I've given is less, it is a very important question. Okay. No need to have 10 units and keep calculating TU and MU as we did in class. That's different. I gave you a big column and all TC, MC you did, TR, MR you did. It's not like that. There's no revision. Finished? No.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Somebody online is answering. Who's that lovely person? Can I see you also? See? I have to do Alt 4 and then get back. And then look at it. Nitish, is it Nitish who answered?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Can you please, Nitish, give us the answers? Wonderful you are.
Which is so it is minus 100. So I- Yes.
And we used to have
Which are question?
Yes, Nitish, you can give the answer or should I put it up on the board? Yes, sir. Karan and Mudit, what answer you all got? Nitish has already worked out. Others, I think, are doing. What is the answer you all got? Okay. How is it, Mudit? See, what is total utility? Summation of the utility, summation of marginal utility. Okay. First level, you can't have marginal utility, or it will be same as total utility, either 0, dash, or 200, whatever it is. Here, they have not given anything.
200.
Yeah, here they have not given. If they want to mention, they'll mention. Why they'll mention 200? No, if it is from 0 to 1, they can mention 200. Also, not a problem. Okay, it is understandable. Done. Okay, that's nice. Okay, what is TU?
TU 200, MU 200.
MU is 200.
Or second one you asking?
First one is what? That is, first one is
380.
380. How did you get it?
200 plus
Plus 180.
180.
As simple as that. See, the first one, you can just do it like this, no? Summation. Isn't it? No, what I'm trying to say here is this. When it is not given, you know that no. From 0 to 1, what is TU will be MU. That's why they give you dash. So from my first unit I got 200. Okay. Second unit I got 180. So total utility from the 2 units will be 380. Okay. Now what is the second question answer?
100.
100. How did you get it?
480 minus 3.
Difference between the two. 480 minus 380 got 100. Are you clear? Where did you get stuck up? Can I remind you of one clue I gave in the class? When you calculate marginal utility, please remember it is from that respective specific unit only. What second unit gave, what third unit gave. When they use the word total utility, it is summation. Keep on adding. Marginal utility given by first, marginal utility given by second, marginal utility given by third. I get the answer for the respective. And please remember, in the first one, they need not give you this. Why? Because when they are not giving you from 0 to 1, this is total utility, this will be the marginal utility. Are you clear with the template problem? Yes? Have you understood the answers? How you got it? Yes. Okay. Have you understood or not the problem? Okay. So now we have to go to demand. So would you like to take a break? Demand analysis. With this, we are closing law of DMU. Okay.
We take break 9 o'clock to
9 to?
9:30.
Okay. But demand analysis should be over by then, no? It is very difficult. I think, yeah, you should take a break now only because demand and elasticity should follow. There, if you take a break, it's not good. I think now you can take a break. Take a break. Breakfast. Yeah. Okay. So it is 8:45. You can come by 9:15. Half an hour. Yes. Yes or no? 8:45 to it's almost. Yes.
Here anywhere something put bitter.
Yeah. Even so, my dear students, around 9:15, students here are expected back, and we will continue after that. Okay. So we will begin demand analysis. Together, we have to do elasticity of demand. Only then we can go for supply analysis. Are you clear? Okay. See, 2 hours you have been following it rigorously. Almost 2 hours. Solid 2 hours.